Hello, people who are not me, and welcome back to more Metroid Fusion. I am Sire Goku. Now that we have the Varia suit, let's figure out where we need to go from here. How did that X download the Varia suit data? This doesn't seem to make any sense at all. Unless the X have the ability to process data organically. At any rate, you have the Varia suit data. Now you'll be protected from extreme temperatures. More importantly, the SAX will no longer be able to freeze you, so you can escape easier. But you're still too weak. That thing is too much for you. You currently have no way of damaging it. But my simulations indicate that a penetrating weapon, like the plasma beam, might work. Developing modification data will take HQ some time, though. There's also a chance that you may be able to restore your plasma beam by absorbing a large core X as you did with the charge beam function. As for restoring ice beam data, your current cellular makeup will reject that addition. Therefore, HQ has developed an ice missile instead. This will add a freezing effect to your missiles. So go to Sector 5. So basically, yeah, we get an ice missile instead of an ice beam, because being that our blood has a whole bunch of Metroid DNA in it, equipping the ice beam is probably a bad idea. So they formed it into a missile instead, which is pretty sweet, actually. So we need to go get ice missile data. That's pretty amazing. Speed boost! Okay, so we gotta go to Sector 5. Dang it! Ruined my speed boost. Oh well. Look at me trying to pretend like this isn't post-commentary. I do better with post-commentary than live. So we're in the Arctic sector. But now that we can actually, survive cold, this is going to be a lot easier. You need to download data of the ice missile upgrade, but as you might expect, the data room here is secure. Well, of course it is. So we got to get rid of the yellow hatches, which is level 3 security hatches, and then we can get the ice missiles. Doesn't sound too terrible, doesn't sound too hard. Now that we actually can absorb ice parasites, it's not going to be nearly as annoying as the last dungeon. Would these really be considered dungeons? They're more like sections. Oh well. So yeah, personally, once you get the ability to absorb ice parasites, I think the game gets a lot easier. Anyway, there's a hidden room there which is basically the way you're supposed to go, or a massive shortcut, depending on if you want to explore. These guys were from Super Metroid as well. They're easy to take care of. Oh well. I tend to rush through things with this game, mainly because this game is designed for speedrunning, and I'm convinced. I know it's most likely because it's a handheld game, so the areas aren't that big, so it doesn't take very long to explore them all. But really, I've managed to beat this game in like 6 hours. Anyway, you can open that. That's going to make backtracking a little easier. Since we still can't open yellow doors yet, we're going to have to come back later, but you may as well open up as many shortcuts as you can once you get the chance to. And we have all these locked doors that is going to make getting through this area take longer than it should. We also have, now that we have the speed booster, they're going to make us use that a lot now too, so just use everything that you've gotten up to this point and you should be fine. Bombing through here, that way we can actually progress further on into this area. And here I go explaining stuff that you're already watching, so I don't need to do that. Is it weird that this game kind of has 2 different ice sections in the same game? Usually games only have 1 ice section per stage. And here, I don't know what I was doing. I think I was reading my notes. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, because there's more places you can go. Like, that is the way you can go, but you can also go down here, and there's more stuff you can find. Also, I don't know why I was running into that wall. I was not paying attention, I guess. There we go. Now that we can unlock the yellow doors, sorry for not talking. I couldn't think of anything to say. I was running through a hallway. What are you gonna expect me to say? And even when I'm post-commentating, I can't think of what to say. Oh well. But now that we can, now that we have the yellow doors unlocked, it's gonna make getting through this area much better. As usual, once all the doors are unlocked, you can explore more. Now that you can absorb the and I keep bringing up the ice X parasites. You don't need to keep bringing that up to me. So yeah, I don't have much to. I don't know what to say really. Maybe I should have done live commentary. It would be easier. No, I just need to actually get to a new section. Okay, yeah, it's actually not that far to where you're supposed to go. Because we pretty much did all the puzzle solving for this area in about 5 minutes. I guess that's why I have having trouble thinking of things to say. We pretty much solved this entire section in 5 minutes. Going into the... So now we have the ice missiles from the data room. So now we can actually use ice attacks. Hooray! And now I can actually think of things to say because I don't have to worry about there being boring stuff on screen. Now that we have the ice missiles, it basically doubles the attack power of our missiles, which is great. You can use it to freeze those enemies there if you want to use them as platforms. And this is the first instance of being able to use the ice missile. You can freeze that for platforms, and now we can jump back up here. That's the only way you can get back up here. Otherwise, you're kind of trapped. You could have come in here earlier, but without the ice missile, you couldn't really do anything. What you're supposed to do is have that X-Parasite possess that thing there, and now you can freeze it and use it to get leverage for speed boost. Because you need to use the speed booster in order to get through this door here. See, I told you once you get the ice missile, things actually start happening. Who would have thought you'd get an ice attack in the ice section? It's kind of weird. I'm still baffled by the fact that there's multiple ice sections in this game. Usually there's only one of each type of section. There's a fire dungeon, an ice dungeon, a water dungeon, and an earth dungeon. Although that's typically RPGs, not Metroid, but what are you gonna do? I think those metallic things are supposed to be shriek bats. At least that's what they were called in Prime. No, they're not actually bats, so they can't actually be shriek bats. What am I saying? Unfortunately, we can't go back in there because the door is sealed up. So we pretty much have everything done for this section. I just have to go back. You just need to go back to the navigation room to figure out where the next area is you're supposed to go to. Now that you have the ice missiles. Past me is being stupid and trying to explore when there's no more things to explore here. We can't open red doors yet, so there's no reason to go over there. If past me were smart, he would have realized that, and I would have been on my way by now. I apologize for that. Oh! But yeah, now that we've actually unlocked the ice missiles, now there's that thing back there. We're not going to see what that is for a little bit, though. Not going to lie, it creeps me out sometimes. Oh yes. So yeah. Commentary over, I guess. Nah, I just need to stop being... I probably should have rushed through this a little faster. You can freeze that guy, and in fact, I think that's what I'm about to do right here. That's what I was planning on doing, that is, but... Hey, stuff's actually happening, because after you get the ice missiles... There is as you can hear, there's an emergency in Sector 3. So yay, stuff's actually happening. We gotta get to Sector 3 because something's going down. It's a little early in the game for there to be explosions, don't you think, Metroid? Adam, what's going on? Emergency in Sector 3. Yeah, I heard that a couple of times already. The area could melt down soon. It seems the main boiler's cooling unit is malfunctioning. Well, crap. This could easily destroy the entire research station, and would likely trigger the auto-destruct explosives. We have about 6 minutes. Hurry to Sector 3 and access the control room to the side. Blah blah blah. And 6 side of them. So yeah, we have 6 minutes to get all the way back to Sector 3 and shut off the boiler room. Otherwise, the space station explodes. Yeah, imagine that. a timed explosive in a Metroid game. How many of we haven't seen this before? But yeah, it's kind of like you're basically just doing a speed run back to Sector 3. It doesn't take very long. Especially since Sector 3 is right there, although I'm dicking around like an idiot right here. You have more than enough time to get back there, though, so don't worry about it too much. What you are going to have to deal with, though, now that you're in this area, is since the boiler's kind of malfunctioning, there's going to be a lot more fire here. And here I'm trying to speed run through here because this is actually a lot faster. If you make enough space for to use your speed booster, you can just plow right through that first wall, which is what I'm trying to do right here. And I do it. There. It does save you a lot of time. It does take a few extra seconds to do it, but it saves you like a whole minute of backtracking if you do that, so it's definitely worthwhile doing that. Oh yeah, someone's definitely been here before, because the door has exploded. Actually, I think the door was already blown up by that point. And there, my finger slipped on there. I was trying to look at the map. and then I accidentally hit the left bumper on my gamepad, on my controller. As for those of you that don't know, I am playing this on the Wii U Virtual Console, because I don't have a Game Boy player. Plus, I prefer to use the Pro Controller anyway. And here I'm just giving zero fucks about this fire. Like, I can afford to take hits. Look at all the energy tanks I have. It actually takes longer to climb through that way anyway. Here I messed up. I was trying to get some platforms out of these monsters here, and if you wait for them to extend before you freeze them, you can make platforms, which makes climbing up a little bit faster. But again, I'm already pretty much there, and I still have 4 minutes. It's plenty of time. Don't let the timer get to you, because you have more than enough time to beat it. This is probably the hardest room right here. Especially because I'm being stupid and constantly falling into the lava. But with that fire enemy on top there, and the erupting flames below you, and then that stupid worm thing, yeah, that's definitely the hardest part of this section. Which isn't saying too terribly much. Using ice missiles takes these guys out a lot faster. I would be using the charge beam, but it takes longer. And for, like I said, for those guys, it's much easier and faster to just shoot them with the ice missiles and be done with it. 3.5 minutes and I'm more than halfway there. Okay, here we are. This is the main boiler room. You can pass me being stupid and actually taking these guys out when all you have to do is jump up, but oh well. And you get free healing from the door. So we get to the main boiler room and find out the scientist guy is controlling it, but the scientist is actually an X-parasite. That's interesting. So apparently the X can now mimic humans. That's not good. But I'm just going to do what I always do and easily take out this X-parasite by having a clip onto the wall, by having a clip on here, and jumping and shooting missiles down. It makes things go a lot faster. I have to give credit to Some Call Me Johnny of Brain Scratch for giving me that tip, because I remember watching him do that in his run on Brain Scratch, and I did not realize you could easily trick X-parasites into just clipping onto a wall there, so saves you a lot of time. But now that the main boiler room is down and things are not blowing up, now we just have to go back and tell Adam we just saved everybody. You'd think with the main boiler room kind of overheating that there'd be a lot more destruction here. Well, there kind of is. I mean, this room's still on fire. I'm wondering how this entire sector... I wonder how this entire section of the ship doesn't just make the entire ship light on fire. I mean, can you really contain fire in one room? You'd think with Sector 3 being on fire, the entire ship would be on fire. Oh well. And this is me looking at my notes, I guess. Like, I'm supposed to go back to the navigation room. Why am I sitting there on that map screen for so long? Oh well. But yeah, when I first did that section, I'm not gonna lie, the time limit did kind of make me unnerved a little bit. I'm one of those gamers that whenever there's a time limit, I just kind of get nervous. It's just how I am. I know I probably have more than enough time to finish what I need to do, but I don't know what it was, what game I played that made me hate time limits so much. Maybe it was Super Metroid, I don't know. I don't think it was, though. I never lost at the Space Colony section in Super Metroid. And I think the closest I've ever come to not getting off of the planet when it explodes at the end is like I had like a minute left when I got to the spaceship. I do remember the first time I did it, I had my brother do it all the way up to when you can save the trapped animals, and then he just gave me the controller and said just go because it takes 2 minutes to get back to your ship. But yeah, I don't know why. For some reason when I was a kid, time limits just really messed with me. Oh yeah, there's a missiles expansion there. You'd think there'd be more to this room, but really there's not. I want my power bombs. I know I mentioned this before, but it makes things a lot easier. Oh well. Oh, I'm done with the parts, so... Oh yeah. Thanks for watching, and we'll go on to the next sector in part 10. See you guys then.